Hey, you guys want to know a little bit of a secret? I noticed in some of my previous updates and vlogs and whatnot that my bed cover was always green in the background whenever I had good news and red in the background when I had bad news. I didn't plan that originally, but I thought it was a pretty funny coincidence. I had, going forward, I decided to just keep that the same. Um, I don't really know what to put my bed cover on for this one though, because it's kind of a mix of both good news and bad news. So, I don't know. I guess I'll just there. It's a mix of good news and bad news, I guess. Um, I guess let's rip the band-aid off and start with the biggest one. Melody has put in her resignation. She will no longer be editing for me or anyone else for that matter, actually. She just told me that she's not motivated to do it anymore. You know, she's got a lot on her plate with work and with life, of course, completely understandable. So she just is just done editing, and can't really blame her for that. I really can't. I got a little bit of a taste of editing when we're doing the last few FNAFs, and it's kind of, I mean, it's pretty tedious work. So I mean, one of the reasons I don't do my own editing. The other reason is that I just don't really have time, and neither does she. She doesn't have time either. So of course, if I don't have time, she doesn't have time. No one has time. I get it. There's no ill will between us at all. Like, we're still friends. We're still really close friends, actually. Like, well, probably one of my closest friends that I have at this point. So if you guys are worried about that, don't be. We're still good terms. Obviously, we're friends. We're cool. It's just she's not editing for me anymore. Is what it is. And so now I'm left, kind of wondering how I should proceed. I mean, I already made a video called "How Should I Proceed," which was because pretty much the same reason. Melody at that point was just working too much to really do much editing, and so I was trying to think of ways of how I could like work around that. And now she's not editing at all. So it's not. I mean, not much has changed since then and now. It's more official now, I guess. Before it was just too busy. Now she's done. I get it. I'm not blaming her at all. I'm also really busy. Um, I'm just working all the time, man. I don't know if you saw my status update, but I've been in kind of a depressive state recently, and it's not Melody's fault. It happened even before she quit. So it's like it wasn't that caused it. If so, if Mel, if you're watching this, you didn't cause my depressive state. I was already in it. But like I was just considering like the state of my channel, the state of my life. Things haven't really been great. I mean, I'm doing fine financially. I'm getting by, I mean, I'm not like ranking in the dough or anything, I make enough to survive, I wouldn't say I'm living paycheck to paycheck per se. I mean, certainly if I miss a paycheck, it's probably gonna hurt a bit, but I can pretty much go out to eat without having to check my bank account to make sure I have enough, which is nice, So I have at least some comfort, which my parents would say, should think about how blessed you are. I had a bit of an argument with my parents recently because, uh, like a fool, I tried to like talk to them about stuff, and it was just, well, have you considered just how blessed you are? Like, some people have to work 2 or 3 jobs to get by, and like, yeah, okay, great. Like, yeah, I know. People have it worse. I know. That doesn't mean I can't want better, but I'm getting off topic. So I definitely think I need a change. And that's probably what I'm going to title this video. Change. Because I feel like I need to go in a different direction with my channel. Because I'm realizing that I've been doing the same thing, the same formula, basically, since I started 10 plus years ago. Which is basically, you know, the classic Let's Play formula. You play a game, you talk over it, you try to be funny as best you can, and then you upload it. The only real thing that's changed as of the last, like, year was the fact that I started having the videos be actually edited. And that's only because Melody offered to do it. Like, if Melody never came into my life, if she never offered her services, I probably still would have been uploading just raw, unedited files. Just record, straight upload. Because that's how I did things. That's how I did things for a decade, basically. Because I only really started doing that, what, like last year? I can actually look it up. When did Melody join? 2021. Okay, so it's been 2 years. 2 years. Still. My channel's over 10 years old. That's pretty much a decade of doing things unedited. I'm really slow when it comes to change, I've noticed with myself. And it's not even just with my channel, it's like with everything. Like, I didn't join Facebook until it was like already 5 years old or something. I didn't make a Twitter account until that was like 4 years old. Probably even more. I don't even remember. I just know I'm really slow to adapt and change. And that's kind of a problem, right? Because you need to adapt and change if you want to make it anywhere. I don't know. Is it just like my autism brain? Because I get into these patterns. I get into these routines. And I just don't want to deviate from them, but I'm realizing that I kind of have to. I'm realizing way too late, but I'm finally realizing it. So, and it got me thinking about it too when I made that last vlog, the How Should I Proceed? Because I think I even mentioned there, it's like, what's really the difference between doing the streams and doing the Let's Plays? I mean, yeah, sure, one is live, and the other is pre-recorded with some edited, you know, gags thrown in here and there. But they're both relatively basically the same thing, aren't they? I'm playing a game, I'm talking over it, I'm trying to be funny. Classic Let's Play formula. But the classic Let's Play formula doesn't really work anymore. Like, unless you're the Game Grumps. I mean, or Super Beard Bros. But I'm getting off topic again, like, unless you're like these already well-established people, because the Game Grumps are already well-established. The Beard Bros, you know, that's Completionist and Alex from Pokédex. The Dex, that was it. That's what their channel was called. They were pre-established before they started their channels, their Let's Play channels together. So they already had an audience. I do not have a pre-established audience. I am just some random average Joe thinking that I could do something. I don't know. It could also just be my depression talking, because I also realized that while I was editing those FNAF videos, that, yeah, my mental state isn't really conductive for comedy right now. Like, I try to be funny, or maybe this is just, you know, you are your own worst enemy, but I don't know, when I was watching those back, trying to edit, like, the editings, those editing gags, however few they were doing most of the heavy lifting of those videos. Like, my commentary was just not there. I mean, it's easier to bounce off of people, but I should still be able to do. I shouldn't have to rely on other people. I should be able to be funny on my own, right? Maybe. I don't know. I got off topic again. That aside, the new direction of my channel should have gotten to this point a long time ago. Should have probably done it first before talking about the other stuff. I'm bad at this. I'm sorry. Is that I want to take my channel in a new direction. Because clearly what I'm doing isn't working. I still want to stream, but I think I should really only do streams or the classic Let's Play content, because those are basically the same thing. So, streaming, still do, but will replace the classic Let's Play content. So what are my videos going to be then? I might hear you ask, and that's something I'm still figuring out. I saw a video from AlphaRad recently that had him play Sonic Mania with his friend. Well, not Sonic Mania, Sonic Superstars, that's the new one. Sonic Superstars with his friends. And it was really funny, it was really entertaining, but there's something I noticed about it while I was watching. And that's, he played through the entire game. Like, the entire game. In one video. And it was like half an hour long, maybe a bit longer. But still, like, most of it was just, like he didn't show the whole level, but he didn't have to. And, like, that's something that, I guess, I don't know, always messed with me, because I always got afraid of cutting too much, because I was like, oh, but don't I want to show off everything? Don't I want to show, like, the entire process? And that's something that always, like, got me whenever I try to do my own editing. It's like, I never know, like, what is okay to cut. I'm always afraid of cutting things out. But I gotta say, watching the AlphaRad video, like, I didn't really feel like I was missing anything. He played through the entire game. Some levels were practically entirely cut out, save for like 1 or 2 second clips. And yet, I felt like I got everything I needed to out of it. And he, like I said, did the entire game in one 30-minute episode, maybe, again, a bit longer, but, like, and so I think that's probably just the way modern Let's Plays are kind of doing it, right? Like, I don't know. I mean, that would still technically qualify as a Let's Play video, isn't it? Because he was playing the game with friends, talking over it, making jokes. But it wasn't like a part 1, part 2, part 3. It was just one video that had everything you needed in it. So I'm wondering, can I do that? Is that something I can do? It would take a lot of editing and a lot of knowing what to keep and what to cut. And most of all, what to cut. Because I guarantee that they probably made way more jokes than were actually in the final video. And they probably had to, like, be very picky with what they left in to make it as cohesive as it was, and, like, didn't feel like it overstayed its welcome. I gotta figure out, like, how I can do that. That was one idea I was tossing around in my head. Just do let's call them AlphaRad style videos, where the Let's Play, instead of becoming part 1, part 2, part 3, is just the whole video condensed, heavily condensed and edited into one video. Or maybe I do reviews. I don't know. I've never done reviews before. I feel like that would require script writing, which I'm not good at writing. I'm telling you right now, I can't even write down my own thoughts. I have, like, these bullet points that I put down for this vlog that I'm doing right now that I'm trying to go off of so I remember what to talk about. But it's just like a jumbled mess. Like, just half thoughts, just to basically remind myself, oh yeah, talk about this, talk about this. These aren't even full sentences. They're just will still stream. Need to go in a new direction. Still furry focused. Oh yeah. Whatever videos I do will still be like furry focused as my niche. So yeah, there you go. Thanks list. It helped me a little bit, but as you can tell, I'm not a writer. So reviews, I don't know how that's gonna happen. Like, someone else would have to write them for me, basically. But at that point, why shouldn't they just do something on their own channel? Why would they want to work for me? I'm not exactly someone with a lot of charisma. And that's probably why my solo playthroughs don't feel enjoyable. Or, again, maybe I'm being too hard on myself. I don't know. But that's what I'm thinking. And it's very unfortunate that now that I'm finally realizing that I need to take my channel in a new direction, and the new direction involves these higher quality, more edited videos, that I don't have an editor anymore. Ain't that the shit? And Mel, if you're watching, I'm not blaming you. You didn't let me down. Is what it is. It's just realizing, you know, like, man, I wish I had this epiphany sooner, right? Like, if I had just thought about this a long time ago, maybe I could have already made some headway. That's the way it is, though. Gotta play with the cards. Play with the hand we're given. That's the phrase. I don't know. So, yeah. Talking with Johnny the other day, you know, and thinking about it too. I was thinking, I was thinking about this too. Like, I wish, sorry, my brain, it just gets so jumbled. Focus. I hadn't seen Johnny in a while. And I missed hanging out with him because we used to see each other all the time. He used to be, like, the number 2 on my channel, basically. The person who was in all my videos because he was the person that was, like, available most of the time. He used to live right down the street. We could just get together whenever. We hung out all the time. He was, like, my best friend. I would say he's probably still one of my best friends. Johnny, if you're watching, don't worry. I'm not... It's not a downgrade. Ah, jeez. My words, it just, I want to hang out with him more because it feels like we kind of lost touch with each other, right? So we hung out recently, and I wasn't really sure what we should do because usually when I hang out with friends, we record or we stream or whatever, but I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do. So obviously, we didn't do that because I'm still trying to figure stuff out. But while we were together, we were talking about how we used to want to do, like, movie and show reviews. I don't know if any people remember, probably not, but, like, years ago, Steven had a channel called the Colandic Review Show, where we were supposed to talk about various shows and whatnot, and we would each pick a show that we would want to do. But, of course, because it's Steven's channel, he got first pick, and we were doing Kamen Rider Amazon, which it was fun to poke fun at, I guess. We made some gags. Unfortunately, we didn't really have a lot of focus, and I was also, like, doing the editing work for that, like, and editing, it was, like, barely anything, but I couldn't focus on editing that and doing work for my own channel at the same time. So I told them, hey, I'm gonna actually, like, sit this out for now, but you guys can keep at it. I would look forward to seeing where you guys go with it. And then they just when I left, they dropped it, and it's like, okay, I mean, you didn't have to drop it just because I left. You could have kept doing it, but I don't know. Apparently, I'm just the glue that holds everyone together or something, because it seems like if I don't do it, no one else does. And it's not just for like the review channel either. Like, I have tried so hard to get like my other friends to get into YouTube too, just because they have so much personality to them, and they honestly make my videos better. Like, without them, my channel would just be me solo. And I already said me solo it's boring. I'm not entertaining, at least not on my own. And I honestly feel like if they really tried, they could be. They could be entertaining on their own. They could be successful. But for some reason, I'm the only one who actually makes that effort to make a YouTube channel and keep it running. I don't know. Melody was doing it for a while, but, you know, she, since she's giving up editing, she's also giving up doing YouTube, basically. So whenever you see editing on Melody on YouTube, it'll probably just be whenever we do streams together, which is a shame. As for Suki, I mean, it's kind of the same thing. She doesn't really do YouTube anymore per se, but she's still active on Twitch, so, you know, that's something at least. But still, regardless, I don't know. In my head, I guess I pictured we could have all been what the Yogs cast used to be, where we were all friends, we all did our own separate content, but every once in a while we would do like these collabs and whatnot. Didn't end up being that way though. It's basically just been me keeping this truck going, keeping this train rolling as best as I can. Because if there's one thing I am, it's persistent. I keep trying. I almost feel like I probably should have given up on this a long time ago, but here I am. I'm still doing it. I don't know. I'm passionate about it, I guess. While I was in my depressive slate, I did in fact consider quitting. Just quitting YouTube altogether, but I had a big think about it, and it's like, do you enjoy making these videos? And the honest truth is, yes, I do. As much as the numbers sometimes get to me, you know, as much as I wish I was more successful than I am, I do enjoy doing this. I do. So I want to keep doing it. I just need to change my approach. Jeez. I got off tangent again. Sorry. ADHD brain. ADHD brain, autism brain. Everything's just jumbled around in here. I completely got off topic what I was talking about with Johnny. Oh, you see what happens with this ADHD autism brain. So, anyway, Johnny and I were hanging out. And we're talking about our idea for this review show that we wanted to do a long time ago. Because when I broke off away from Colandia, the Colandic review show, Johnny and I were saying, hey, maybe we could do something, because I'm a writer. When I say I'm speaking for Johnny, Johnny's a writer. He could probably write scripts. And if it's just the two of us, we probably have a lot more focus. Nothing against Steven, Ryan, and Dylan, but, you know, too many cooks in the kitchen, I guess you could say. Plus, especially now, it would be way too hard to get everyone together at the same time. It's hard enough to get two people together at the same time. It was hard enough to get me and Johnny together at the same time. Which doesn't bode well for our chances of making this review channel work, but hey, here's hoping. Anyway, we're thinking about doing it. We were thinking about, you know, that wouldn't go up on my channel, though. Just throwing that out there. My channel is gaming content. JustBoredGaming. So if we did this review show for movies and shows and anime, it would be a completely separate channel. Probably one more focused around his branding. So it would be like his baby. Like, this channel is my baby. The review show channel will be his baby. So we were throwing around ideas for that. I don't know if we'll actually make it happen. It'd be cool if we did. I don't know how likely it is, though. I'm, crossing fingers. I'm just saying, if I'm having trouble keeping my own channel going, then we'll see what happens. Like, making no promises, basically. But it's something we're in the process of discussing. So, that would be cool if it happened. We'll see. Oh, man. I didn't even talk about Persona 4 request. I have it, like, near the top of the list on my thing, too. I completely skipped over it. God, so disorganized. But yes, so Persona 4 and FurQuest. These are the ones that I had recorded in the Let's Play content, in the Let's Play format. What's going to happen with those now that I'm switching directions? And the answer is, I don't know. I'm throwing around possibilities in my head. Maybe trying out, experimenting the new format with these. Like, maybe just take the rest of Persona that I have recorded that hasn't been uploaded yet and try to scrunch that all down into one, or maybe possibly even 2 videos, depending. I don't know. Because surely we don't need to keep everything. And like I was talking about when I was discussing the Alphabet video that inspired me down this direction, like, I could probably cut out big chunks where we're just, walking through the dungeons and fighting enemies. Like, no one really needs to see that, right? Just chop it up, mush it together, release the rest as a compilation, almost. So that's one possibility. Maybe even do the same for FurQuest. It would make more sense with FurQuest, honestly, since the game is shorter, and I haven't even released any of the parts of it yet, so it wouldn't be such a drastic change. Doing that with Persona, that'd be like a huge change, because, like, what am I on, like, part 13 or something? Jeez, hold on. Persona 17. Like, that's like almost 20 episodes, okay? So, I've got almost 20 episodes of Persona up, and then I'm gonna suddenly do, like, the last... am I even, like, halfway through the game? We met, like... We saved Kanji, right? So that's... Then there's Naoto, and... Jeez, and there's, like, 76... Okay, so... Oh... Yeah, so that's like 2/3. That's like 2/3 of the playthrough that will suddenly get smushed down while they were already uploaded in a certain format. It would be kind of a weird transition. It almost makes me wonder if I should just do all of Persona smushed down and release it like that, even though that would be kind of redundant to have parts that were already uploaded. I don't know, man. I'm trying to figure shit out. But I don't know. That's something to consider doing. Don't know when these would happen, because again, don't have an editor right now. Could edit myself if I had time. The only reason I was able to get those FNAF videos out, the only reason I was able to edit those last, like, 3 FNAF videos myself was because I happened to be sick with COVID at the time. But I don't have COVID anymore. I'm back to work, and I work all the time. Like, when I'm not working, I'm recovering from working. And editing is work. Like, editing is not fun for me. That is definitely what I would consider more work. So yeah, I don't know when that would. I don't know. I might like have to find a new editor or something if I ever wanted to get this done, because I have a feeling that if it's relied on me to edit myself, it's probably never gonna happen because I just don't have time. This is something I probably should have mentioned a lot sooner too. When I was considering quitting, in my head, I was thinking, like, with how my work-life balance is currently, I probably only really have time to do one or the other. Have a real job and just continue to work and give up on YouTube and just... I don't know. Not pursue my hobbies, I guess. I mean, I could still just game. I don't know. Like, YouTube's just been so ingrained in my life for such a long time that it's hard to imagine what I would do without it. I mean, I'd probably, like I said, I mean, I have so many games I haven't played on my Steam library, and I never finished Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I keep meaning to get back to it, and I just haven't. So, but I don't want to give up on YouTube. I do enjoy doing it. So, in my head, my options are either that or quit my job and focus on YouTube full time. That way I would have time to do editing, and that would be like my job. That would be work that I would do. It would, so I would have the time to edit, and that would be my job, and I would kind of schedule it probably like a job too, where this hour to this hour I work on editing, taking breaks in between, of course, and get YouTube done that way. But I don't think that's feasible for me, because I'm not in a position... Hi, kitty. I'm not in a position where I can quit my job and sustain myself. Like I said earlier in this video, that I am in a pretty comfortable position. But that, if probably after 2 paychecks of me not having a job, or 2 would have been paychecks, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'd probably be out of money in less than a month, is basically what I'm trying to say. Like, my money would be gone. I'm only in this comfortable position because of the job that I currently have. And as much as I wish it would pay a bit more, it's doing its job. My job is doing its job of keeping me just well enough along. And I'm not monetized on YouTube. I don't get any income from YouTube. I've been trying to get there for a long time, and maybe, just maybe, if I put all of my effort into YouTube and focus solely on just doing YouTube, I could get there. I might be able to get there eventually if I put my entire focus into it, but who knows how long that would take. And it would probably be too long for it to be sustainable for me. Like, it would probably take more than a month, and a month is basically all I have if I lose my current source of income. So, that's not really possible. I can't really quit my job and do YouTube full time. So that was one of the reasons I was considering quitting, because I realized that it's become really hard to do both YouTube and work at the same time, especially with just how draining work has been on my mental state lately. I'm hoping after the holidays things calm down, although I hoped the same thing last year and it didn't. It was really funny, because I remember after New Year's last year, I was like, okay, Q4's over, going back into Q1. Q1's usually the slowest time for retail. I work retail. I work at Target, if you didn't know. So I'm really looking forward to those hours going back down. Like, sure, you know, less money, but I think I can afford working slightly less. But then they never did. The hours never went down. I kept working full time, 40 hours a week, every single week, even in Q1, into Q4, or into Q2, Q3, and now Q4 again. My hours never went down. So, maybe that's something I'll talk to my boss about. Like, hey, once the holiday's over, Q4, hey, maybe give me just a little bit less hours. Just a little bit. Help me regain my mental state. Because I'm just so tired of working all the time. Going to bed, waking up, going to work, going to bed, waking up, going to work, going to bed. Just, I'm tired of it. So I guess I need change in more than just my YouTube. Perhaps I need change in my real life too. I need to see friends more. I miss seeing my friends. Ever since they moved. It's hard to see them again anymore because, like, yeah, okay, so it's only a half an hour drive. But with me working as much as I am, I don't know. Like, it takes a lot of mental energy to drive more than 10 minutes for me personally. I know some people are like, oh, half an hour, that's nothing. I drive hours daily. I know there are people in like the rural areas that it's like nothing to them. But for me, driving is... It takes spoons, right? If we're going with spoon theory, it takes spoons for me to drive more than like 10 minutes at a time. So if I'm already, like, if I'm coming from work, I'm already mentally exhausted, there's not enough spoons for me to take a half an hour drive to see my friends. And if I'm doing it on my off day, but I work the next day, I know I'm going to want that day to mentally recover so I can go into work the next day. So the spoons are still not going to be there. So if I work the next day, I can't do it. If I don't work the next day, but I just got off work, I can't do it. The only time I could ever possibly do it is if I ever have 2 days in a row. 2 days off in a row. And that barely ever happens. So, I just don't see my friends anymore. And that's probably something that also contributed to my depression. I don't get to hang out with anyone anymore. The only time I get to hang out with people is when we're streaming. And we usually do that over Discord. Except for Ryan. Ryan does, in fact, show up in person, but, you know. And Suki and Dylan for the Mario Wonder streams, which we're going to get back to eventually. Unfortunately, Dylan, the work schedule isn't always consistent. Sometimes he works on Fridays, so... Ugh. Anyway, I don't know. I feel like I'm just rambling. I meant to go into this with a clear set of bullet points and things I would address and have it be concise, and that didn't happen. I have this Word document that I have pulled up to make sure that I not only remember to say certain things, but also did it in a certain order that was clear and concise. And not only did I not say everything that's listed, but also I did not do it in a clear and concise way. Damn my fucking autism ADHD. This video has been going on for like 30 minutes. 41 minutes! Oh my god. I've been rambling for fucking 45 minutes practically. I'm gonna have to edit this video too, because there are moments where I just took long pauses trying to gather my thoughts. Okay, well anyway. I suppose this is where... Oh, cool. And now I've got people messaging me because I forgot to close Telegram. Okay. okay, that's probably a sign. It's probably a sign that I need to stop talking. It's probably a sign that I need to stop talking and end the video, because I've said everything that I probably need to say. I didn't say everything on my list, but what's needed to be said has probably been said at this point. So, thanks for watching. Look forward to the new direction I take my channel in whenever I get around to doing it. I'll probably try to upload shorts still, but I'm not going to adhere to any kind of schedule. I'm just gonna upload them when I do them. I guess I should talk about this a little bit. So, I used to try to do shorts every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, because I would have videos on every Tuesday and Thursday. So I had at least an upload every day of the week. But now that I'm not uploading, because my uploads are probably going to become a lot slower as I'm moving to this different kind of content, I probably will, at this point, only upload once a month, if that, depending on, well, honestly, whether I do reviews or the upload type style, it would probably still do. I don't even think I could promise once a month. Honestly, I feel like that's being way too generous to me, or way too not generous enough. Hold on. Whichever. Basically, I don't know. I don't know when I'm gonna have another video up. As for shorts, I'm gonna keep making them. I still have a bunch of clips. I just have to caption them. I haven't been motivated lately because of my depressive slump that I've been in. So I'm gonna get back to it. I'll upload shorts, but I'm not gonna worry about any kind of schedule. I'm not gonna try to upload them every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, whatever. I'm just going to upload. I'll work on some and upload as they're done. So yeah, that's what's gonna happen now from now on. I'm just gonna upload shorts as completed, and look forward to updates on whatever I figure out that I'm doing. This is the worst. The worst update I've done in a while. Okay.